Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube. I'm Kelsey Yogi here on YouTube and on Instagram, and apparently you want to learn how to jump back from your Pincha, your forearm stand, right into Chaturanga. I know this is something that I wanted to do for a very long time in yoga, and I felt like I'm really strong. Why can't I do this? And I'll tell you, it's two things. It's a coordination, it's a timing. So once you get the coordination and the timing down, most likely you'll be able to do it too. If you can already hold your forearm stand, you can already hold your Chaturanga, I'm sure you'll be able to get this. So I have some drills set up for you guys to do to really help your brain figure out what has to happen in order for you to jump back. So let's go ahead and just get started with these. We are going to come into a kneeling, so you want to be on your knees so that we can get this figured out, and then we'll move to make it a little harder. I want you to bring your forearms down. So if you are one of those people that likes to interlace your hands for Pincha, this is going to be a lot harder. It'd be much easier if you could have your hands flat. So with the hands flat, what we are going to do is put our hands where our elbows are. So one at a time, let's lift the left hand, put it where the elbow was. Now lift the right hand, put it where the elbow was. All right, now let's reverse that. Now right hand down, left forearm down, and let's do it the opposite way. Right hand first. So right hand where the elbow is, and left. And go right into that Chaturanga, lift your chest, hold elbows in, and go back. Left and right. So as you can see, there's a little bit of a pop that has to happen. Lift the chest, boom, hand down. All right, so let's make it a little bit more difficult doing it in a forearm plank. So this is definitely going to be a bit more challenging, but if you can get this figured out, I know you'll be able to do it. So forearms down, palms flat. Let's walk the feet back. Come into that forearm plank. Pull the low belly in, top of the tail. Now let's put the right hand down and then the left. So right hand where the elbow was, left hand where the elbow was. Hold that Chaturanga. Now let's do right and then left. And then we're going to do the opposite. All right, so now we're going to do the left hand and then the right. Get into that forearm plank. Hold. Left hand where the left elbow is and right. Little bit of a pop, push. Left forearm, right forearm. Very good. So those drills are going to be so crucial for teaching your brain the movement that you want to do. For months while I was learning that jump back, right, from Pincha, I always had to warm up with these little drills first. I'm telling my brain, this is where I want you to go. This is what I want you to do. After that gets a little bit easier, going right hand, left hand, hold, reverse it, left, right forearm, left forearm. Let's do the other side. Left, right, left, right. All right, I think I got the idea. I know where my hands have to go. Now we're gonna do it with both. And that's really tough. You really have to get a good push, a pop away from the floor to be able to get you onto your hands from your forearms. So let's start with it kneeling first, just like we did for the other drill. So we're on our knees, maybe knees are a little farther away than normal. Got my forearms down, my elbows down. Now I'm gonna push and pop, so a little push and pop until I can get my hands right where my elbows are. Ready? So big breath in, push, hands down. All right? Let's do that a few times so that you really get the idea of moving the hands to where the elbows are. Ready? Push, coming into that Chaturanga. Let's do it one more time. So important for building strength, awareness, coordination, and push. Very good. All right, now what I would like to emphasize too is as you are doing these drills, I want you to stay super, super tight, super strong, but also keep that gaze forward. So in Chaturanga, we don't dip our head, we don't look down. We always kind of have our gaze forward, lengthening the neck. So definitely keep that in mind as you're doing these. All right, so if it's gotten pretty easy for you to do that with the knees down, now we gotta do it with the knees lifted. So we're gonna start in that forearm plank. And I have to tell you, if you're discouraged, you're like, oh my God, this is so hard. Yes, it is. It is really hard. You can do hard things, and if this is something you want, you gotta go through the hard stuff. And I also think that working on it in the forearm plank is super challenging. It's really hard. You almost, in some ways, have it a little bit easier when you're working in that forearm stand because you can kind of use gravity to help you while you're kind of flinging your body into the next position. Right here, you're like holding all your weight. All right, so let's do this in that full forearm plank. And get the forearms down, palms are flat, walk the feet back. Now, if you're good with it at the knees, we're gonna pop those hands back, push the floor away, keep that protraction, keep that belly pulled in, and you have to commit once you get that pop. So, big breath in, push, hands back. All right, now you're gonna live here for a while. You're gonna do these every time you show up on your mat, at least a few times a week until you really get that muscle memory. Let's do that a few more times, maybe 2 or 3, forearms down, push out of the shoulders, neck is long, gaze is slightly forward about where the thumbs and the fingers are. Big breath in, push, and then hands are going where the elbows are. I don't know if you've noticed, but I do come a bit forward as I go from forearm stand. So in my forearm stand, I'm back here, and as I come forward, my chest shifts forward, elbows come back. So that may happen for you as well. Just stay nice and strong, nice and tight, and once you commit to that movement, follow through. All right, let's do that once more. Forearm stand into your chaturanga, long spine, belly's pulled in, big breath, push, pop, hands where the elbows are. And if you can do that, in a forearm stand, you can do that in your forearm stand as well. Oh, I'm sorry, yes, your forearm stand. I said that funny. All right, so if you can do that in your forearm plank, you can do that in your forearm stand. There we go, sorry about my wording. All right, so the next things that we're going to do is start moving in to doing it in your forearm stand. Once you have your arms down, your palms flat, gently kick the legs up, find that position. Now what has to happen is a little tiny bit of a straight leg scorpion so that you can really use the strength of your back and belly to pop. Keep that gaze forward, legs bend over, and push, coming out of the hands. Now I know in the beginning this was really uncomfortable on the balls of my feet, so make sure that you're keeping the legs engaged, trying very hard to make sure both feet land at the same time. The biggest thing is thinking to yourself, I need to get my hands where my elbows are. So this position to here. Do that a few times, get it in your head, and then move back to that forearm stand, staying tight, staying controlled. Unfortunately, there's just no nice way to do this with a spot or with the wall. You have to commit and then follow through. Legs are long, little bend. I'm gonna push, hands are where the elbows are. Push. Very nice. Woo. Such a nice way to go from your forearm stand, your Pincha right into Chaturanga. I know it's very tough, so commit to this, practice, do it several times a week. You will build that inner strength and that awareness, and before you know it, very long, you will be jumping right into your Chaturangas. If you guys do this on your Instagram, please tag me. I'd love to see you and cheer you on. Make sure that you like this video so you can come back and use these drills again and again until you get that strength and that awareness, and you're doing this easy peasy all the time. Subscribe if you haven't already. That's it for today, guys. Take care. Namaste.